Welcome to Shorty SuperCoach and welcome to another SuperCoach Ramble. Just tucked up on the desk here, got the microphone out and I thought I would tackle a couple of issues. But really there's just one issue that's pretty much been on my mind after the weekend, and that's how to get Danaher into my side. So that's what I'll be leading off with today. And hopefully you've checked out these rambles previously. It's just a bit more of a laid back sort of throwback really, because I used to do exclusively podcast and just audio content before I whacked my mug onto the screen. But I quite enjoy doing it. It's more, a bit more relaxed, and hopefully, most of these go for at least half an hour. I personally don't mind extended content on SuperCoach. Like I like to, if I'm cooking dinner, and for those who know me, that's not overly often, but when I actually am in the kitchen, don't mind having some content rolling, or maybe going for a bit of a long drive. So hopefully you can utilise that as well, or just kick back and enjoy it. But also wanted to give a little bit of a plug early in the video just for my live Q&A on Wednesday night. So what am I filming this on the 1st of March? So what's Wednesday? That'll be the 3rd. So 3rd of March. I did do a video just saying that I was going live, but not always do people see each and every video that's up. So yeah, Wednesday night, 9 p.m. I hope you can get there. If you've got a few questions for me, that'd be awesome. I just think it's probably a good way to go about it. I've sort of been looking to get some more engagement and that sort of thing with people who subscribe and watch my stuff. I've been smashing out a fair bit of content, which has been really enjoyable, but hopefully probably one thing that lacks is that engagement, I guess. It's hard to do, and probably something live is a function that can do that pretty well. So I'd love it if you get along. If you can't, don't stress. I'll do it again. I'm even flirting with the idea of sort of doing it weekly throughout the year. Don't hold me to that. It is just an idea. I'll sort of see how well this one goes, but certainly going live, whether it's over a couple of beers, watching Friday night footy, or in a more serious, hey, Shorty, what should I do here with this trade on a Thursday or whatever. We'll just see. It'll probably depend on when teams come out and that sort of thing. It's still a little bit up in the air with COVID, so we'll just judge it. But that's enough waffle. Jeez, it's nearly the SuperCoach waffle, isn't it, really? But we'll keep rambling. I'm going to log into my side, get that up here, and yeah, pretty much, there was a lot going on, wasn't there, over the weekend with the pracky games. It was almost every match that went by, there was another headline that was SuperCoach relevant. Miller went out. A few would have had him. Obviously, I had offloaded him previously, but certainly would be a few who dealt a blow there. But really, it was largely positive. There was lots to talk about. Lots of guys putting their hand up. It was almost like any question marks we had about, I wonder how this fella goes. It was like, boom, he was best on ground. Or, he just had a stack of possessions or kicked a bag of goals. So there was a lot to think about. So I want to just throw around some ideas to try and get Danaher into my side, and I'll sort of work through that. Like I've mentioned before, the Ramble is something that's purely live. I haven't looked at my side yet. This is something that I'll be sort of working through in real time as I talk to you guys here, which I think, it's just an insight, and it's a bit interesting for me to just sort of whack the microphone on and record it and just post it, because I do it anyway. If I'd be doing this at 10 to 4 on a Monday, no matter what, so I may as well record it, and some people might enjoy how I work through it and just throw a few ideas as we go. But I really felt like Danaher was the one thing that wasn't in my side already that I just wanted to explore if he could be in there. And I guess for context, I'll put some screenshots up as my side right now, just to give you a bit of an idea of what we're working with. And I guess more importantly, the forward line is probably relevant. So if you're cooking dinner while you listen to this, just step away from the stove, be safe about it, but take a look. This is what we're working with for a bit of context. And if you're driving, Jesus Christ, pull over, would you? And let's get stuck into it. So Dangerfield, Martin, Rayner, Zeeble, Dow. And then it just rounds out with rookies is what I'm rolling with at the moment. But there's just... God, I got no confidence in this forward line. It's been doing my head in for a long time. It was premiums initially. Let's jump into that forward line. And basically, Dow, clearly was super impressive. Zeeble I really like, and some really positive sides from Rayner as well. So it's not as though I want a sideways trade or downgrade Rayner or anything like that. I do feel like I might want to almost bat pretty damn deep in terms of maybe rounding out with 6 guys that, not even having a genuine rookie on the field. It's, like what have I sort of got elsewhere? At the moment I'm probably fielding 2 rookies on the field in the back line, 1 in the midfield. It just depends. It's, all this could change when the round 1 teams come out and you go, Jesus, there isn't as much here or there. We get an idea of what rookies are going to play, but the fact is there's always a couple of surprises when the teams come out. So let's just play around with the idea that, say I might upgrade, I think it was Spicer in there, or, it could be anyone, Let's work with the idea of maybe Cockatoo goes in the midfield and Cooper Stevens, let's roll with that idea that we're working with a 123k guy. So let's get my maths on. Let's get the calculator out. At the moment, I have 34k in the bank. Danaher's what? 233. Take away that 34. Take away 123k for that rookie. I need to scrounge up 67k somewhere. Now if we just sort of work through where that could kind of come about. It was not going to come about from Laird, Mills, Williams or Hayden Young, I'll tell you that much, and then just rounds out with the rookies. My initial eye is drawn to Tom Powell. Not to say that he's, not worth a selection, but that's probably 30k that I could snap up. And Chapman as well in the back line. There's another 25k I could snap up. So what would that be? Let's just work to the thought that I'm going... And sometimes you don't want to cut it too fine on the rookies. So it's always a tough one. It's like, do I want some of the better rookies, or do I just need to get Danaher in, Sometimes it can be risky to just purely have 123k and 117k rookies. But the fact is, I've sort of got Hayden Young. I've got Jordan Clark. You can't have it all. In theory, I could just be like, just chop Clark, chop Young. But I'm really excited about what they could bring. Tom Green really impressed, so I don't necessarily want to chop him either. But he's awkward as, 350. He'd still, I still want to see a bit more, but gee, I loved what I saw on the weekend. 148, take 123, there's 25k. If I took that off what did I need? 76, so that's 51. And let's just say Tommy Powell at 153. Let's say I find a 117 guy. There's 36. We're getting close. 36. So in theory, I need an extra 15,000. But that's just not going to work. That's actually not going to work. What if I had a rookie, like a 102? Is there any 102 guys in the midfield that is worth sort of selecting? Let's have a look. Alex Davies, Aiden Fife, they've got high ownership. Is that just because they're Gold Coast Suns, or is it genuine? How about... I've already got Chug in the back line. No, he's in the forward line. Let me scroll for a little. What is Fife Steel, as in the Gold Coast one? Let's have a bit of a look here, shall we? Aiden Fife, Gold Coast. there's actually nothing on him. What the hell? I've gone on the Gold Coast site and there's actually nothing on the bloke. You can't know how tall the bloke is, how old he is. That's just absurd. All right, we're gonna have to scrounge up some news articles here. Here we go. Where's this? The Academy players. I think this is the one. What has the Raw got for us? Fife. Fife had an outstanding year to climb up into calculations, capped off by one of the best overall draft combine performances. Yep, cool, okay. So he can jump. Great. I need to know what the bloke can actually do with the Sharon. Fife's Quaffle team lost in a heartbreaking grand final when he was one of the best in the Broadbeach side that was narrowly beaten. He's risen quickly into calculations, playing senior footy and filling out to 190 centimetres. Okay. Aiden can play off half-back flank as a rebounder or a winger. All right. Okay. But, I don't know. I mean, I doubt that... I mean, Gold Coast aren't a poor side anymore. I don't reckon... I couldn't see him playing. Could you? I mean, I don't know. Let's just work our way down. Let's just slowly but surely go down and just see. We'll work through it. Let's just say let's put Fife in there. Actually, there's that Waterman bloke, isn't there? Who literally got added like today. Let's put Chug into the back line at 102. And then we'll deal with Powell. We'll downgrade him to like a 123k bloke. And I'm sure there's plenty of options through the middle. Got Eli Smith, Connor Downey, McRae. I've got McRae in the midfield a minute. Luke Valenti. Yeah, there's options. Oh, actually, Cockatoo's going in the midfield, isn't he? Because we are... That's right. Yep. Why'd you put him in the fuck? Yeah. Select him in the midfield, bro. There we go. Now we will place Joey Danaher in there. 233. And what does that leave me with? 96k. Ooh. Okay. What if I'm going to ditch Bianco for a 117 fella in the back line, and that is going to be could be Jacob Ware, could be a number of these blokes. Look, just a placeholder. We'll put the young giant in there, and then I'll have 103k spare. Chuck Waterman in there. Bang. Joey is in our side, ladies and gentlemen. How about that? Let's have a look at it. Compare the pair. You know, if we focus in on the forward line, you've got Dangerfield, Martin, Rayner, Zeeble, Danaher, Dow. Interesting. Oh, look, don't know. I'm not sure I'm in love with this idea. I mean, that forward line bat's pretty deep, and I feel as if you want them all in there. But, I mean, I'm a little bit exposed. Like, you know, there's definitely a few guys that, you know, I mean, I could even put Jordan Clark to the back line to sort of not expose, because there's probably a few more. Oh, Jesus, I can't even do that. Yeah, righto. Anyway, cancel that. I'll talk amongst myself here. Let me grab a drink of water. Yeah, so probably my main debate at the moment is, it's great. Like, you look at my forward line, you go, yeah, okay, you need Zeeble. Yeah, you need Dow. Yeah, you need Danaher. Cool. That's all well and good, but I'm just concerned if I'm cutting it too fine in terms of the rookies. whether they're going to be good enough to score. Like, because I feel as if sometimes you need, maybe it might be a Braden Campbell, a Denver Granger Barras, Tommy Powell, you know what I mean? So it's a tough one. Like, at this moment, I'm only exposing 3 rookies on the field, which is, pretty unique. I reckon there's been years gone by when you might have 6, but I have got a little bit more of a mid-price element to my side, obviously with Young, Clark, Green, Draper, and then all those forward lines that I reeled off, plus Rayner. So there's a bit going on. But those 3 forwards under 260k, I reckon they pick themselves. I've got a video coming up discussing them in depth, so definitely check that out. But I think Cockatoo will be right. McRae looks the goods. You got Smith. Sounds like he's going to play for the Lions. So look, there's a little bit to think about. There's no doubt about it. Tommy Highmore sounds like a really good option. Is there a let's say I'll put Jordan Clark in the back line. Just to sort of, I feel as if there's maybe a little bit more confidence in the mid rookies. Let's have a look. So it'll need to be a 117 fella. And let's see what we've got on offer here. Reef McInnes has a bit to say. Seems to be positive. Tyler Brockman. I've seen his name pop up a little bit. Hawthorn. Yeah, righto. Youngsters impress in intra-clubs. This was just the intra-club. And he was playing for the Probables by the looks of things. Tyler Brockman was a standout in the Probables. The 18-year-old's pace and creativity with the ball was on show. Don't know, I mean, the Hawks are the sort of side that you'd imagine are going to offer a little bit of opportunity to the youngsters. Oh, there's Errol. We'll get Errol in. Errol Goulden. He's the talk of the town. Come on in, mate. There you go. You're in. Cool. So now if I take a look at my side, we'll put Chug onto the bench. Look, what concerns me at the moment, I've got Chug, he's a 102, and I've got Waterman, 102. I've got Spicer, 117. I don't know. These guys, they could be all right. They could be okay. But I just don't want to miss the boat on some of the highest scoring rookies, you know what I mean? Really hard to assess which rookies score well. Don't get me started on that. But at least if I have Clark in there at D5, then your midfield, you've got Cockatoo at M7, and then you can have, maybe it's going to be McRae or another line in Smith, you know what I mean? So, and then look, there's another question. If Matthew Flynn needs to be selected for the Giants, like, you're probably going to want him, and he's at 123 in the ruck, so all of a sudden I've got it, anyway, we'll deal with that if it happens. But probably my alternative, like, if I run with this, if I make the decision to cut it fine on the rookies, fair enough. I guess it comes down to, am I more comfortable with missing out on some of these rookies, or do I feel like I need a Danaher? What's the, put it this way, I could cull Danaher back down to, anybody. It could be whoever I like, and pocket myself anywhere from 60 to 90,000 bucks. And then I could upgrade, Downey, upgrade Spicer, or upgrade Chug, you know what I mean? And bat a little bit deeper with the rookies. But at the moment, the way Danaher played, the way Dow played, how assured Zeeble looked, I just think at this moment, you got to have him in the side. So that's how I'm rolling. The other one that sort of gives me a little food for thought is Tom Green, and I'm a massive Green fan, don't get me wrong. I think he's an absolute superstar. He's got some serious Clayton Oliver vibes, could explode, and I'd hate to miss out after I pumped him up. But, it's tough, 350k in the midfield, that's bloody awkward. It's tough to make a success out of that. He pretty much, he's got to go at least 90 plus. So I'll learn a fair bit this weekend in terms of, his exact position and where he lines up. I guess the point of me saying that, alternatively, he could be the guy that gets culled, and you could open up, it just allows you, instead of Green and 117k rookie that could be flimsy, you could then go, maybe it's a Tom Powell, or who else have we sort of got? Like, you've got Powell in there, just sort of scrolling through. You've got Braden Campbell, Finn McGuinness, I'm a big fan of, Will Phillips, that sort of thing. Just sort of beef up your stocks there. And in terms of a downgrade, in theory, let's scroll through. Jai Caldwell, nah, don't know. I like what he's bringing to the table, but not for the midfield. Dyson Heppel, be risky, wouldn't it? He's new role, but his body just, concerns the hell out of me. I'll tell you who impressed me a lot was Nick Blakey. I'm not going to pick the guy, but God, he could have a serious spike in his numbers. He just looked like so damaging with his left foot. He had a great turn of foot, a real good step. Just seemed to find space. He looks like a guy that, what's the average last year? 59. Gee, I wouldn't be surprised if we see that in the 80s this year. Braden Sear, food for thought. Quite a bit of opportunity there at the Pies. And Willem Drew. Let's take a little walk down memory lane, why don't we? Willem Drew, he was pretty reliable back in the day for us as a rookie, and now he's copped injuries all day long. Let's waltz back to, what year was it? 2019. Played the 10 games, averaged 72. And I reckon he had some good ones. Yeah, round 1, 103, 90, had 105 in round 5, and had an 87 in the last game of the year. And I'm pretty sure there was a lot of contested pill and clearances in there. He had 10 contested possessions, 9, 5 and 4, and then 12 when he turned up, 9. They're good numbers. Quite a few clearances. I wonder what he's been doing through the pre-season, but there's probably not a position there for him, is he? Is there in the... Port Adelaide's probably batting pretty deep. Let's just have a little sauce. All right. So from the Pracky game over the weekend, Willem Drew has battled his own foot injuries throughout his career, but was given opportunity as a starting midfielder against the Crows. Yeah, like that. But again, that's probably just giving him opportunity. What's this one got for us? Who will bounce back from poor 2020 season campaigns? Port Adelaide, where are you? There you are. Having played 10 impressive matches in his debut season with the Power, Willem Drew would have been hoping to build on that in 2020. However, the 22-year-old midfielder dealt with injuries in the pre-season, slotting him down the... It's a weird terminology. Slotting him down the pecking order. All right. As the season began, Port Adelaide spending every week of the season on top of the AFL ladder, it became almost impossible for him to break into the starting midfield. Wines, Boak, Butters, blah, blah, blah. However, the club has showed their faith in the youngster by extending his contract for the further 2 seasons. Drew will be hoping to repay the faith. I mean, I'm probably just losing my marbles. I mean, here I am researching him like a madman when there's... Wouldn't you just go Dyson Heppel? Like if you're going to sort of take that sort of a risk, wouldn't you just go with the guy who's got guaranteed job security? But sometimes Shorty likes to dream. Sometimes I just like to pluck one out and really delve deep into Google, get the highlights out. Jackson Haitley, not so sure. 310 didn't set the world on fire. And then we're really sort of starting to... Jack Bytel, he's in 0% of size, but I reckon he could see a bit of a spike in his numbers. But again, you're not going to pick the guy. Charlie Constable, massive fan of him. Can he get opportunity? Tell you what, if he does, I reckon he's going to play some good games. But yeah, so realistically, I don't know. I'm not sure there's an absolute need for me to get some higher rookies at the moment, some high-end rookies, but I just feel like even say Lockie Jones for Port Adelaide, he's probably a guy I wouldn't mind instead of maybe maybe Will Gould or Isaac Chug. I mean, I'm not even sure how locked in these guys are to play. I just don't know. I don't know much about Chug at all. 2 weeks ago, they had him as a round 1 bolter, Fox Footy. Oliver Henry. Now, so he would have to be top end, wouldn't he? Where the hell's my side? Did I log out of that? Bloody fool. Fool! Yeah, I don't know. I can just see myself in like a week or so when some teams drop. I can see myself wanting to get in a guy like Henry, he's 135. You know, just gee, that annoys me. You know, I feel like I want to get in a Flynn. I want to get in a Henry. What do we sort of got in the forward line? Yeah, I guess we can cross that bridge when we get there. I suppose today's video was all about getting Danaher into the side, and we've shown it can be done, but we'll be at the mercy of you know, which guys are actually named. You know what I mean? Come round 1. So that's pretty much what it'll come down to. But yeah, I think I'm going to wrap this one up. I reckon we're just about all done and dusted here, and I'll be back pretty soon. I've sort of done a few videos out of order. Like I've put them up, and then obviously we're going live on Wednesday night. This one will come up on Tuesday night, and I think I have another video where I look at the forwards on Wednesday. Let me just have a look. Manage my videos. And then I'm not really sure in terms of... I think I've got a video scheduled for Thursday, but then I'm heading away to Wye River on Saturday for the long weekend, so that should be fun. And probably might have a couple of days off in terms of the vids, and then so we've got a couple of videos scheduled, and then we'll have the practice matches, and then that'll be all the rage. And in 6 days' time will be sort of less than 10 days or whatever it is to the start of the season, and things will really ramp up. So I'm looking forward to that. We'll get some genuine answers, won't we, pretty shortly. But I'll chat to you guys soon. I hope you've enjoyed this sort of style of podcast / video. Certainly been trying to churn them out quite often, the vids. It's been a big few weeks, really. So I hope you've been enjoying it. If you're new to the channel, I appreciate you getting on board. And like I always say, if you've been around for a while, thank you very much. I hope you can get along and ask me a few questions on the live Q&A Wednesday 9 p.m. So we'll chat to you guys soon. Cheers.